We're going to explain how to resolve the pgconfig executable not found error. This error typically pops up when you're trying to install or use software that depends on PostgreSQL, a popular open-source database. The error means that the system can't locate the pgconfig file, a crucial tool used to determine the installation path and parameters of your PostgreSQL setup. Let's look at the common causes and solutions. 1. PostgreSQL is not installed. The most straightforward reason is that PostgreSQL isn't installed on your system at all. The solution is simple. Download and install the correct version of PostgreSQL from the official PostgreSQL website for your operating system, Windows, macOS, Linux. Make sure you choose the appropriate version for your system's architecture, 32-bit or 64-bit. After installation, make sure to add PostgreSQL's bin directory to your system's path environment variable. This allows the system to find the pgconfig executable. 2. Incorrect PostgreSQL installation path. Even if PostgreSQL is installed, the installation path might not be correctly configured. On Windows, check the installation directory, often found in C, Program Files, PostgreSQL version, bin. On Linux and macOS, it's usually located under /usr/local/pgsql/version/bin, or a similar location depending on how you installed it. If the pgconfig file is not found within this directory, recheck your installation location, and make sure that the path variable is configured correctly to include it. You may need to reinstall PostgreSQL. 3. Environment variables are incorrectly set. Your system's environment variables need to point to the correct directory containing pgconfig. This path containing the bin directory of your PostgreSQL installation must be added to the path environment variable. The exact method depends on your operating system. Windows requires accessing system properties, while Linux and macOS often involve editing a write_bashrc, write_comma, write_bash, _profile, write_comma, or write_.zstrc, write_file, adding the line, export path $path/path// PostgreSQL/bin, replace /path/to/PostgreSQL/bin with your actual path, and then sourcing the file, for example, source tilde/.bashrc. Restart your terminal after making these changes. 4. Multiple PostgreSQL versions. If you have multiple versions of PostgreSQL installed, it's possible that the system is picking up the wrong one. Try specifying the exact version you intend to use in your installation instructions, or by setting environment variables to point explicitly to the correct PostgreSQL versions directory. This will prevent conflicts between installations. 5. Permissions issues. In rare cases, permissions problems might prevent access to the pgconfig file. Check the file permissions to ensure that your user has read and execute privileges. If necessary, use the appropriate commands like chmod on Linux, macOS to adjust the permissions. Remember to always restart your terminal or IDE after making changes to your environment variables. If you've followed all these steps and still encounter the error, double-check your PostgreSQL installation, verify the file paths, and consult the documentation for your specific software and operating system. Providing more context about the software you are trying to install or use will help in diagnosing the problem more